welcome, guys, people, and all that and stuff. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with Todd Mondesi here. A very interesting show already, indeed. Starring I'm your host Todd Mondesi here with my co-host Bell and Big Mike. How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
All right, doing okay. How's everybody out there? Out there.
Yeah. We're trying to get we've got a couple of guests, but we're trying to get in, but they don't know how to get on Haps. So this is going to be a very interesting show. Well, if we can't get them in the show, we'll call them up and see how that works, though. But
that'll be fine.
Satan. You'd think the Prince of Darkness, Satan, would be adept at technology, but nope. He's old school.
Maybe Jesus Christ is jamming him, that kind of thing. Like, so they got one of those jam signals, like they do from Cuba, the microwave thing.
He's all fire and brimstone. He's not a tech.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone knows Jesus is just a spam bot, just an old school version of a spam bot.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Alien Nations or something. Go ahead.
In 2016, during the election, I used to get those bot, your political ads from the Soviet Union. Actually, it was Moldavia, and one of them was it's Jesus Christ and Satan arm wrestling. And the devil is saying, there's a little capture balloon that says above his head, it says, if I win, if Hillary wins, I win. And Jesus's balloon says, not if I have anything to say about it. Like that's not like it was like the political campaign between Hillary Clinton and Trump was actually a wrestling match, an arm wrestling match between Jesus and Satan.
Yeah, reminds me of when in the Frankie Goes to Hollywood video with. Chernyenko and Reagan back in the 80s. Yeah,
right. They were like, that was when, right. They had that. It was like a World Wrestling Federation match.
Right. That's one of my favorite videos.
Old, then later, it was right after that Gorbachev came in, but it was one of these that old guy with he had emphysema. He was always coughing.
Chernyenko. There was I forget the Oblomov. I think was before something, but Chernyenko was the guy who's the heavier guy. Yeah.
Andropov, Tito Andropov.
By the way,
he was before. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
By the way, it looks like we've got our guest. We've got our first guest, Helene Witt. Helene, you're back. You're here, right? You finally found us in the void. Helene, can you?
Hey,
Helene.
Helene.
Can you talk?
We can't hear you, Helene.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Now we can hear you
loud.
Helene, all right.
Did you?
This is a very buggy night, guys. A very buggy night, but we'll stroll through it, guys. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with Todd Mondesi. I'm your host, Todd Mondesi here. We got Bob Bell, we've got Big Mike, and we've got Helene Witt, one of our guests tonight. Hello, Helene. How's it going? Helene's a very funny comedian, and she's here to hang out with us. How's it going?
Thank you.
Oh, man, this is going to be a great show, guys.
There.
Yeah.
Is there a lag? Helene,
Let me
there a lag where
change
you're
rooms.
at? Are you in?
I'm in the very My
computer
computer always works, but not tonight.
It's okay now. Now that you're walking around.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to find a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Wi-Fi.
I have very good. I have low cholesterol and high broadband.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great.
All right. Yeah, Helene, can you hear us?
Yes.
Or is it like you're not in a 7-second? Good. You're only in a 3. That's great. So, thanks for joining us tonight. And you're a very interesting person because I think didn't you meet the Beatles?
Yeah. See, this is my Beatle room. I came in. You see all my Beatles stuff. This whole room is a Beatles room.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah.
How'd you meet the Beatles?
Yeah, this is my Beatle room. I went to England and I went on a student ship and I lied to my parents and I stood outside Abbey Road and they came in and out every day and that's how it happened.
Wow.
Were you like
my
8 years
God.
old at
Wow.
the time, or?
No, I'm 71. I was 18. I was in college.
Oh.
A little
And,
immature.
By the way, guys, I'm
You
going
get to sleep with.
None, except
Oh.
I had to go to I didn't have to, but I hid in a room where Derek Taylor was, and the guy who made Yellow Submarine, I think Denny O'Dell.
Oh.
That came out really fast in the interview, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep with them that way, but my friend and I hid in a little half closet in the hotel waiting to find out where John and Paul would be when they came to New York to announce Apple, and they were on the Johnny Carson show.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen them on the Carson show. That's funny. Seen, there's they were on Ed Sullivan and everything, but not Carson.
Yeah, they were on Carson, but Joe Garagiola was substituting.
Oh, okay. Wow, I remember that. I remember he used to. Wow, I didn't know he even was a guest host. What was it like in England then? So this is like what, 1963, 64?
No, this was 68 when I went. It wasn't like 4,000 fans, Hard Day's Night. It was like a couple of people waiting there going. They walked from Abbey Road, and Paul's house was around the corner. It still is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So they'd walk from Abbey Road to Paul's house.
Yeah.
By the way, it looks like Big Mike dropped out the chat. He'll be back soon. So let me bring in another guest co-host, since it's why not add to the madness? Global Freeze. We haven't heard from him in a while. Global Freeze, very entertaining, interesting guy who's been a follower of ours on IG Live. Global, are you there, Global?
Hello.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, so we've been having a very awkward time right now because the app is acting a little buggy and stuff. So hopefully you're here to save the day with your glibness and that stuff, man. Can you? Yeah.
I will be glib.
Yeah, Helene, can you hear Global Freeze from my phone?
Yes, I do. I do hear.
All right, yo, I just want to.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, so just to keep you up to speed, Global. So Helene actually met the Beatles back when she was a kid.
Wow.
Right.
I was 18.
And
all of them?
Yeah, they used to go to Abbey Road every day.
You met them on Abbey Road?
Yeah, I have pictures. See right behind me? See John and Paul on a bench? These are pictures
where
I took.
exactly did you meet them?
Well, the pictures above my head were taken in Central Park, May 13th, 1968. And the picture above that is taken in London. I'm only mentioning my pictures because then you believe me that it's true.
That's fantastic. Did you
Were
you looking to meet them the first time in Central Park, or was it
Oh,
luck?
definitely. I hid in the closet. We packed a salami sandwich, and by 10 o'clock in the morning, we ate the sandwich. We were still hiding in a half linen closet at the hotel where their managers were meeting, and then they were going to be on the Johnny Carson show, and they came to New York to announce Apple.
You never can beat a salami sandwich. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's part of
You
my
said you met them in
story,
Central Park.
That's part of the story. We packed a salami sandwich. I lied to my mother.
Wait, by the way, Helene, Global had an interesting question. How did you know they were going to be in Central Park?
Well, you know what? That was part of the eavesdropping by hiding in the little half closet. We didn't know, but we knew they were coming to New York.
So,
go ahead.
Well, you hid in their closet? You hid in their hotel closet?
No, we hid in the closet in the hotel on the floor that we thought they were on, but they weren't there at all. They were at their lawyer's house, but their people were in the hotel, and that's how we found out they were going to be walking in Central Park. Just John and Paul.
God, this is like a scene from A Hard Day's Night. This is like one of those like little like 1960s
that movie. I Want to Hold Your Hand. About that. They
The
were trying to get
movie,
into
yes, it was just like the movie. Only they didn't have a concert, you know. It was just like that movie. Very few people saw them in Central Park. Only Paul's coat. I wish I could show you. Well, I can. Paul's coat was so loud.
Wait,
Anybody could see his coat.
So Helene, did you? It seems like you had like a relationship with the Beatles, like a friendship. Like, did you meet them more than once, or like? Because it seems like you actually.
When I met John, when I talked to John in Central Park, when I got to London, I could have sworn he said to Yoko, "This is my friend from New York," and you know, it's a memory I have that I think he said that. Then when I left London, he gave me a pin that was on his lapel.
Mm-hmm.
But I was more like a fan. I wasn't like hanging out inside Abbey Road. Like when they filmed Hey Jude, I remembered what John was wearing through a curtain, and sure enough, when you see the video, not the one that you're thinking of, the David Frost, but the actual recording of it in a different studio, sure enough, he had that shirt on. I don't know if that was important enough to tell you, but
so you went through Beatlemania before like everybody else. I mean, you were like there, when that came in the 70s, you probably didn't even care.
Actually, it was after because it was 68.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was a little later, but you know, I think of Beatlemania as the mid 70s in the States because they had that whole revival thing. But you know,
the Beatlemania, like Hard Day's Night, was 64.
Right. Well, that's what I'm thinking of is like when they started doing the Broadway shows in the mid 70s. You know, when people got all of a sudden they started basically reviving the Beatles, even though they weren't around anymore.
I have to get my charger. I'll be right back.
By the way,
I love it.
Well, the Habs TV for some reason seems to run down my batteries on the cell phone faster than usual.
Right.
It's a real battery drainer.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird buggy night. I think we've overextended ourselves by having like I guess 6 guests or something like that because like in like 3 different mediums. So, but Satan's trying to comment. You're commenting inside the room. If you can comment outside the room, since inside the room's private. We're trying to get Satan here, but unfortunately he can't get in for some reason. I don't think his profile's is finished. But also, Helene, we had a good question for you. Wait a second, Helene. Do you still have that pin? Helene,
that's a good question. Yeah, I hear you. I'm answering your question. I don't know if I do because I think someone might have stolen it.
No.
But I had an autograph. You know how much we got? My friend who I went with, she's kind of broke, and we had an autograph 45 with just John and Yoko and nothing else. $3,000.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
She needed the money. Wow. Yeah.
You sold it?
Yeah, because my friend was down and out.
Oh man,
my friend was down and out, and
that's nice. That's really a nice thing to say.
I saved a little bit of the money.
Yeah, that's nice.
She got the rest. She kind of lives in a nursing.
What?
But
I got a good question for you, Helene. So when was the last
pictures, you know?
When was the last time you met the?
Oh, the last time I
when was the last time you met like a Beatle?
Okay, I'll tell you a story. Paul put out a ballet at Lincoln Center, and my friends and I, we act like we're 12, right? And we went underneath the garage at Lincoln Center, and he was finished with his like gala afterwards. And he came out with his wife and his people, but his people didn't know. His people, meaning his bodyguards, they didn't know we were hiding behind a pole in the parking lot at Lincoln Center. So my friend said, Helene, hand me my program. And I said, I put it in the car already. So I said, needless to say, I'm going to pay the $44 to park the car tonight because I screwed up. I didn't know. He walked out, and my friend said, let's just get his autograph so he could stand there another second. And, you know, he knows my friends because they see him in every country. They're nuts. They go to every country, every concert. They have to have first row seats. And he sees them in every country all over the world. I don't do that, but they do. Paul knows my English friends since 1960, you know, from like Help. My friends have been waiting for Paul since Help. So he knows them.
Do they have a life beyond the Beatles?
So Paul, so Paul,
that's the funny part. They work in offices. One of them's a midwife for 30 years. They have normal lives, but they sometimes leave work at a moment's notice. When Paul was at the Cavern, my friend spent $3,000 to get a flight. She got a flight. She went to the Cavern to see him. Sometimes they lie to their husbands, I think.
this puts like the Deadheads to shame, man.
Right.
Yes, you hear about Deadheads, yeah.
Well, if you didn't screw one of the Beatles, did one of your friends like have intercourse with one of the Beatles?
No, I didn't.
How about your friends? Any of your friends?
No, you know, they're really like fans. Oh, you know what they did get? You're going to laugh. This is like the opposite. They got Paul to autograph their back and their arm, and they have autographs tattooed onto their body.
So yeah, I heard that done. Somebody did that with Jerry.
He calls them on stage.
Jerry Lewis had Jerry
my
Lewis,
age.
Jerry Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how. By the way,
so Paul,
that tattoo's
I like how Big
money.
Mike is like,
dead, you know.
One of them's on the foot, and that
Big Mike, I like how you're like, oh, what's going?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Big Mike, I like how you're like the gossip guy. I like how you're the gossip hound who's just like, so how big is Paul McCartney's member? Jeez. Yeah.
What's his name? Kitty Carlisle, the one who does the real inside stories of like Elvis and all.
Yeah.
Or Goldman.
Yeah. Right.
Kitty Kelly. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm Kitty Kelly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one who wrote the book on Sinatra, right? Didn't she?
Yeah,
Kitty
Kitty Kelly, right. So I'm the Kitty Kelly of Haps TV.
Yeah, right. We're going to start talking about.
All right. So yeah. So Helene.
Yes.
So you reached out to me. You're still doing comedy at 71. At 71, good for you. You look very healthy. You look very
every day.
Still at it. You know.
Thank you. Every day I do it on Zoom, and the pandemic's been a miracle. I've gotten so much better and so confident. I take classes. I have a coach. I'm much better. I have more material. I have a lot of.
Have you ever had? Hey, Elaine, have you ever had this type of experience before with the pandemic in the past, or has this been like the first? Is this like the first time you've had this type of experience? Like, has there ever been something like this happen in your past?
In my lifetime, no, I haven't been there from the Spanish flu. No.
No, I mean, you know what I mean. You know, has there been like such a gravid time?
No,
like
nothing
right?
ever. But, you know, it really does change your appreciation of things, and it teaches you to save money, and it teaches you what's important in life.
Well, it does make you more inventive. You have to find different ways of performing.
Right.
Like discovering Zoom or whatever it is, or App TV. You have to be much more resourceful and inventive.
Well, thanks to Nico.
By the way, speaking of inventive, Big Mike just dropped out yet again since the Illuminati wants to keep him down. So yeah, Global Freeze is here. You were working during the pandemic, right? I mean, obviously he's anonymous. You know, we're not going to ask him about what he does. But like, has the pandemic stopped you down from what you were doing?
A little bit, not that much, but I think everybody was somewhat affected. You know. I think that just about every line of work has some. I would say I really admire, aside from the healthcare workers, obviously, and the first responders. I really admire the grocery workers, because you had a lot of people, like you had the teachers unions these people were getting full pay and benefits. They weren't really working. And I know some teachers, and they wanted to work, and they were told they weren't allowed. But a lot of them just sat back. Meanwhile, getting full pay and benefits. Meanwhile, all these grocery store workers were called necessary workers. I mean, they couldn't get unemployment. They had to go in. They had to, stock the shelves. They had to wait on people. And I guarantee you, all those teachers were getting groceries. So I just think I don't think they get enough credit. The grocery store workers, in addition, of course, to the first responders and the healthcare workers, but most people, I think, had some type of impact,
Oh, speaking of grocery workers and unfairness, looks like we have Satan is in chat. Satan, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Satan.
I'm through.
Yes,
I'm
we
in
can,
through my
Satan. We can
cell
hear you.
phone. I don't. Can you see me?
Oh, how you doing, Mr. Satan? How's Mrs. Satan?
Yes.
You can see me. I can't see any of you on my phone.
Neither can I. I'm guessing what I look like.
So maybe I can get it on my computer too and see myself. No.
Your lowest global. Your one of the subjects.
Yes, Satan. Satan, how's your? Satan, during the pandemic, were you able to keep your hair cut?
I never have to cut my hair. It's split ends to the root, and it never grows.
I was talking more about your nose hair.
No, I've been wearing a mask, so I haven't been cutting it.
Wait, are you listening to us via feedback?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Here, let me turn the audio off. Hold on.
Go off on one of them, I think.
Yeah. I think you know what? Maybe this is like the
Okay, that should help. I've turned.
Maybe that's all feedback. Hello.
I turned the audio off on the desktop, and I'm using the phone.
Great. You can hear us, right? You're
Yeah. Well, I can hear you.
Yeah.
And I can
Satan,
hear
are you with us?
Freeze.
Just want to make sure that you're with with them. Okay. Good.
Hey, Satan, I wanted to ask you. I know that you were for several years. You were constantly following Big Mike, trying to keep Mike on the Big Mike on your path. Was it successful?
Yeah, I don't know where you get your fucking information from. Yeah, I hope you're not reading the Bible. But no, I don't try to bring. I'm trying to save fucking souls. You're all worthless. You're all going to hell. It's boring, and I hate you. I want somebody to go to heaven. Even fucking Jesus only lasted in hell for 3 days. Actually, no, he's still stuck down here. He was supposed to be down for 3 days and 3 nights, but there are no days and nights in hell, so he's still down here, the piece of shit. So yeah, it would be novel for someone to go to heaven, but no, not happening. So I don't have to do any work. Look at me. Come on, I'm a lazy piece of shit.
God, I'll tell you something.
Mike needs no help from me.
Wait, global.
It's one thing to have Satan, but it's never something cursing. That I'm not sure I can abide. That's a step too far.
Well, you can always leave the chat. Well, I have to swear because I dress as Jesus.
By the way, speaking of leaving the chat, I think Helene has left the chat, literally. I think I just see her background and.
You know why? because that movie came on. What was the movie again? Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
And she wanted to. She's gonna do what she does.
Right. All right. While she's doing something else
somewhere. That's probably what.
No, it was on today.
right. She's got an 8 minutes. Come again, Big Mike?
Hard Day's Night was on earlier this night, like around 4 o'clock this
Hello?
afternoon. Hard
Big
Day's
Mike.
Night was on.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, Helene, you're back. Where were you? Were you doing a
the
set in the kitchen?
bathroom.
How mundane.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All right,
I have
that's,
Hard
that
Day's
makes sense.
Night. You said it was
Yeah,
on TV, but I have some Beatle videos, as you can imagine. I have the anthology. I have a couple of books.
Hey, Bob Bell.
Yeah. What? What's up?
Yeah, I just got a question for Bob. Talking about fan. Bob, what was like the biggest celebrity you met that you were just like that you were just like gaga over?
I don't know if I was gaga over, but I was. This is the early '90s. I was in this one cafe downtown, right off of West Broadway, and Mick Jagger was there. He was like right next to me. But I mean, I saw him, and but in New York, this always happens. I also saw Nureyev, who was a dancer. He was in the cafe in the '80s. There's a whole bunch of Liv Tyler I saw in the mid '90s at like Florent, like at 4 a.m. I mean, there's a lot of, but I don't ever go gaga over them. It's like, okay, maybe, I just would see if I can order like, extra soup or something. Basically, I don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Suzanne Vega was.
By the way, Bob, I like how you were just like
by her husband.
Bob, I like how you were like, oh my God, is that Nureyev?
Yeah, it was like
that's like a Bob Bell celebrity. That's a Bob.
You know what would be interesting? Hey, Bob, would have been cool if you meet these people, but in different things. Like Nureyev is, he's coming out of like a convenience store. He's got a couple Twinkies and maybe Gatorade, or maybe you see Mick Jagger and he's hailing out. Where did you see him in restaurants, or what was the context?
In a cafe, he was drinking like an espresso. I think it was there. Or who was the other? It might not have been Nureyev. Who was the other big dancer? The really famous Russian dancer. Who?
Baryshnikov.
That's who I saw. Baryshnikov. No, it was Baryshnikov. Nureyev, because Nureyev looks a little different. No, it was Baryshnikov. That's who I saw.
I was introduced to Suzanne
Hey, do you guys remember the movie Die Hard? The first Die
and as soon as I introduced, he got like, would like to meet my wife, Suzanne Vega. Hey, she just bolted and hid behind a shelf of books for the entire evening. It wouldn't come out.
Todd,
do you guys remember the first Die Hard with Bruce Willis?
Yeah, sure. Die Hard, right? Yeah, I saw it.
In that movie, he cast the dancer Alexander Goodenough played a villain. He also played a villain in Witness.
Yeah.
Or not a villain, he played a guy in Amish. Not a villain, just the Amish. He's really a good actor. He died prematurely, unfortunately. But if you remember that, he obviously a great dancer, but he used some of those moves in the movie. It was pretty cool.
Oh God!
He wound up drinking himself to death.
Global, where do you get?
I love that reference. That's great. I'm going to think about that now.
It seems like at that day,
One at a time, guys.
Has anybody been watching a lot of 1950s
and 90s? They had male dancers. These baby dancers that were so big, they were worldwide known, and they were in movies, right? The other guy was in a movie with Gregory Hines. It's just guys. It's interesting.
Yeah, sometimes my connect keeps dropping. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's really spotty.
Like my connection keeps.
It's really bad.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find this platform. Still hearing. Thanks a lot, just Raise, for me know. And by the way, shout out to Neil Berliner. He said Bob Bell. I saw that on Facebook, as well as Emma asking how was Cinco de Mayo. Y'all hungover?
Does anyone actually go out drinking on Cinco de Mayo anymore?
White people. That's who goes down and drinks.
But it's like St. Patrick's. I think nobody really goes out that night day anyway anymore. It's like it's like tourists, alcoholic tourists,
Yeah,
or tourists with alcohol.
I think just alcohol
at home now anyway. So.
Right. Just like just like the old school alcoholics, right? Just like our grandparents or great grandparents. Yeah. So, all right. So, we're gonna try to make the best of it. Satan, are you still there? Oh, did he drop out? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, God, I thought I was making a home run about the star dancers, but
Well, it's kind of hard to get you in because you're on my phone. Like, hopefully, we'll get you in app when we.
I hear you. I gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
But can Bob hear me? Can Bob and
no, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Big
Todd,
Mike?
do you ever get a new computer from Hewlett Packard or Namar's computer?
No, I'm still using my aunt's computer. So basically, I sent back the computer to the third party because I'm using their warranty. I had like 4 warranties on the computer, 2 from HP, and HP like basically dropped the ball. So basically, that third company, the third party company, they're going to try to fix it, and if it's still messed up, they're going to send it to HP, try to do it with their separate warranty themselves with HP. So it's all a mess. It's all a mess. I mean, all I'm saying, if I don't get my computer fixed in like 3 weeks, all hell will break loose. Okay, because obviously I can't. I feel like I'm holding a can to a string to like a piece of like old ass iPad, and then print it with a prayer. So.
I don't understand why the third party isn't just fixing it. I mean,
they are fixing it, but like, but they brought it from HP. HP is HP's like computer. They're supposed to fix it like with their under 1 year warranty.
Okay.
So, but
as long as it gets fixed.
They're
how much you pay for it?
Too much.
How much you pay for it?
Too much.
Obviously.
Too much for this shit. Yeah.
Too much. Is Helene still there?
Yeah, Helene, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, I would like to see if we could get a love connection here between Helene and Satan. It might be a nice thing for both of you. What Helene, can you tell us your favorite food, and Satan, you tell us your favorite.
Oh, Helene, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is ice cream. Ice cream.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. By the way, Satan, you're there. You're back. Satan,
cool. I was.
Say, what's your favorite food?
You all sounded like you had those machines in your throat, and I couldn't understand it.
Satan's favorite food is making scream.
Yeah. I think it's.
Helene,
all your larynxes have been replaced with boxes.
And they don't cut their nose hair?
I am getting an echo. I don't know.
Yeah, I
She's
hear
getting an
nothing.
echo. Yeah, she's.
Oh, I was trying to get you a date with Satan.
Hey, Helene, he's basically asking, would you date the Prince of Darkness?
Okay, I just heard that.
There's an echo.
What are we going to start talking about Afghanistan?
I can hear you now, but for the past 5 minutes, it's been electronic garbage.
Hey, Bob, if Paul McCartney was in Afghanistan, her friends would go.
I can't disagree with that. Although I don't know how relevant how relevant it is to the military-industrial complex, but I do agree.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm asking Helene a question. Helene, name your 2 favorite Beatles songs. What are your 2 favorite Beatles songs?
It changes. I like the old ones.
Oh, she's breaking up.
I like the old ones.
Yeah,
but I also like.
Hard.
I like. Because without the music, you can hear. Because if they take the music out, and that's a later song.
Wait, what's your favorite 2 songs, or what's your favorite song from the Beatles?
I don't have. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that. All right.
Helene, what do you think of Marjorie Taylor Greene? That's what I want to know.
So,
Bob's got a question. Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob,
go ahead.
I'm just trying to mix it up. You know, I was just, you know, we're going, you know, I want to change direction to, like, you know, hardcore politics. That's all.
Helene, which Beatles song never fails to bring tears to your eyes? How about that?
Yeah, I don't cry, but I enjoy listening to John, and I enjoy listening to John and Paul harmonize. That's what I love.
Yeah.
That's
What do
my
you say?
favorite thing.
Okay, here's something, Helene. All right, I have a question for Helene. What do you say to people that say the Sex Pistols was like the greatest band that was ever created? I guess that's what you say. You just laugh. Okay. I don't know if I'd agree with that laugh. But,
yeah. Jesse Ray says diplomatic response from Helene.
Diplomatic. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I will say this: you have to give credit to the Sex Pistols. Was that the one where Sid Vicious sang "My Way"?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the Sex Pistols was probably one of the greatest bands ever created. I mean, I have incredible respect for the Beatles. Wow. But in terms of a band, I mean, in terms of relevance for the 1970s, yeah. I mean, you to take what was going on then and to twist it from, you know, that sort of that big prog rock and all that stuff, which I like, to, you know, to going into like the punk direction. That was a huge shot in the arm to rock and roll. So, I mean, does it compare with the Beatles? It's different.
Bob, I didn't know you were big like that.
Yeah, that was like, you know, I even know if
Bob, I didn't know you were a big fan.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
I thought you'd be more of like a Clash guy. I thought you'd be too intellectual for the.
Yeah. By the way, I would say, I guess he's right that in a weird way, I wouldn't say musically influential. I would say culturally.
Right.
The
No, I
Sex
agree with
Pistols
that.
were very
Yeah,
shocking.
we're on the same page with this. One of the few times. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with you, though. I'm not disagreeing. The thing I was saying is, I love that Todd brought up the Clash, because the Clash, as you know, not only were they incredibly influential, but Strummer was, you know, musical genius, obviously, but also he did Big Audio Dynamite, right?
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
He just went acting. Mm-hmm. This was a major league, and by the way, he did a song. Oh, I don't want to get political, but he did a song where he kind of did not believe there was global. Give you the song, so that you're on the right track, because when you change a musical genre so radically, you have to obviously start a documentaries. You see that documentary, Strummer on his own words?
No, I didn't see it. No.
I'll send a link to Todd. It was fantastic. It was a few years ago I saw it. He was just an incredibly. You know, I love it. The My Way cover. That cover. Apparently, I think they said Sinatra liked it a lot.
Yeah. By the way, I just want
that cover was quite good.
I want to ask Helene. Yeah. Helene, were you ever into the Sex Pistols, or was that not your thing? Were you just like, you?
If you ask me a question, wait, I'm hearing
you into the song?
Reverb. I can't hear.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, were you in the Sex Pistols, or was that after your time?
Helene,
sorry.
Did you listen to the
I'm
Sex
hearing
Pistols?
it several times. I can't hear.
Are you listening to the show, or to the actual, or are you listening to the, like, can you hear, you know, hearing us directly? Is it a reverb?
Yeah.
All right.
Something, and I'm hearing an echo, and I can't hear your question.
Did you listen
to
the Sex
Helene,
Pistols?
Let's get you back next. Yeah. Can you hear Bob Bell?
Hello.
Yeah, Helene. Yeah, it looks like you can't hear us right now because of reverb. Best time on our show next time, because just so we can. Yeah, it's too much chaos. Helene, can you plug where you at? Like where we can see you? Oh my God. This is gonna be one of those shows where they'll play like, 10 years from now, where they're like, hey, look at Todd, like trying to not have a mental breakdown during a live stream.
It's more like they'll use this as a show like 10 years from now, how technology sucked in the year 2021, but how great technology is in the year 2041. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be like
Right,
an
right.
instructional, just like how shitty technology was in our day and how advanced, like when the aliens finally came and gave us.
This is like the Pac-Man of like
Right.
Right, but no, a Pong.
Pong,
Like-
right?
Are you kidding me? This is like I feel like I'm playing Tetris, trying to get all these blocks together, all these damn comedians. Yeah. By the way, Jesse Ray's comments: Carbon dating comedy 50 years from now. There you go. By the way, shout out to Jesse Ray's. He does like live streams himself with Restream, and it's seamless. We might have to hire him to do these in the future.
Well, what platform
Because this
does he
is
use?
yeah.
What platform does he use?
No, I think he uses Restream. I think, and with Restream, I think he basically pays for the service.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Haps is all right. It's just that it's kind of buggy sometimes, and I think also you have to join in your Google Chrome. Google Chrome's the best to use for that, but I might have to. I might have to move on from this platform, Haps, if it keeps on getting a little too buggy. But it works for what it is. I mean, we've had some good content from it. Just tonight's been. I mean, we're using 3 different avenues to get people in, so it's kind of a little messy tonight.
So, Global, what do you think the midterms?
By the way,
for the Republicans, I tend to think they're going to do well.
By the way, same comments.
Hey, I want to ask Bob another. Did Helene leave?
No, I'm here. I can't.
I think she's still there in
hear.
spirit.
It's all
Yeah.
doubled up.
Helene, it was really nice hearing about the Beatles stories and your friends. I think that's really fantastic, and hopefully, occasionally, you'll go with them to the next concert.
Huh. All right. By the way, Satan says he gives up. It's all electronic gibberish on my phone. Call if thou wish. And Jay says, "Love you, Satan." Well, I'm sure he hates you as well in recompense.
Yeah.
Since so yeah. So Bob, did you someone? I think you had since we have 15.
Yeah, I was going to throw out the Global. I mean, what?
I feel like the minutes left on we could do it, and we're like Washington Generals, and
I was going to throw out the Global.
Can we talk music first? I have one more thing to mention about music to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Global wants to ask you something about music.
I hear.
Go ahead, Global.
Okay.
So, and I got to look again. I got to look this up again. But one, I wanted to reiterate the point that they had to get the clearance, the okay, I believe, to cover the song, and Sinatra's people, his licensing people, Capital, I think, whatever his group is, he loved the cover. He thought it was really well done, and it really amazing. The most I remember Madonna did some covers that were awful, and I like Madonna, but I was going to say to you that the Clash did a great cover. Remember the cover they did? The number with the amazing cover they did, Bob?
No, I don't. I wasn't that. I don't remember all that stuff. I wasn't that into it. Oh, right. No, I remember.
Yeah, they did. I Fought.
Right. No, I Fought the Law. No, that was a great cover. Yeah. Sure. Now I remember. Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Bob.
That was great. I saw the Clash. I saw him back in 1980. Yeah.
I saw him at Peppermint Lounge when it was
They had an
5th Street.
You might have been with us.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, it was with me and Valerie.
Wait, is that Big Mike? Big Mike, you saw the Clash live?
Yeah, at 45th Street.
Yeah, I think he saw him with Bob Bell.
That's incredible.
I was with Valerie at the time.
That's
Me,
incredible.
Valerie,
Because
maybe Rykoff was there. I'm not sure.
yeah, that cover that they did, I thought the Law was a really good song. But the cover they did with that driving guitar riff, it's just totally. It's almost like a seasoning for a meal. Just brings out. it's just there's just so much talent, and they came from, as you know, they came from nowhere. They didn't have great management. They met each other. A couple of them had to learn how to play. Same thing with the Sex Pistols, who really didn't know how to play.
Right.
But most of them, they had very little musicality when they started, as you guys know. Both of them, especially Sex Pistols. But I don't want to equate that because I think the Clash is way more talented. But it's just amazing that to this day the Clash is so influential still.
It's for that time, I think especially with I think you're saying it hits the root of it, because what was going on at that time is I think there was a real desire for things to get back to their roots, and that's what the Sex Pistols did with the idea of what they did. It was different. It was a different beat, but at the same time, it was going back in like a direction of what rock and roll was like years before, but with also a political edge to it. Both the
also
Sex Pistols and the Clash had a real political edge.
The big name bands at the time were very incestuous. Like basically, you couldn't get a record deal unless you had played with Cream, or like if you didn't have Yardbirds. It was like for the kids who were like 22 or 23 at the time, it was impossible for them to get a record deal unless did you play with Jagger? Did you play with the Rolling Stones? Did you play with the Cream, the Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin? Well, who did you play with? And he answered, nobody. Well, then we're not going to sign you. That kind of thing. If you didn't play with some of the big bands of the 60s.
It's kind of it's kind of like that now, right? I mean, it seems like
now it's the same way. Unless you play, unless you one of the Rockefeller crew or the kind of thing, you can't get in anyway either.
Well, a lot of it now, if you go on these and the stuff, a lot of it is this very extreme auto-tune stuff, and you have all these people, all these kids putting on music. It all sounds the same, but the problem is, it's all the same kind of auto-tune format, and it's so easy. These kids, boys and girls, they have these systems so they can bring in all the different technology. They can mix their own music, and the good thing for them is they can do that. The bad thing is it all sounds very, very, like Bob said before, very tinny, very auto-tuned, and then the other thing they're trying to compete against, the other genre is the rap, and the rap it's to be great. I hear a ringing. You hear that ring?
Yeah, somebody has a phone call.
I think Big Mike was opening up his Cadillac, and the door was open.
I think the app has its own phone call sound for some reason. I don't know. Why not? Oh boy! Now we lost Bob. Now Bob is has exited the chat. I mean, we're still there in home, but he's exited the chat. So maybe that was for him. Maybe that was a call
earlier. Ed Till was trying to call in.
I'm on a podcast.
Oh, is that Till? I think Ed Till was trying to call into
now.
Ed Till.
Yeah, Ed
we're never going to be able to say it.
Call me back because I'm doing a show with I'm doing podcast.
I would love to have Ed Till, but in this format, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, again, Habs, we've had better situations with Habs. It's just a little. I think the.
That's okay.
It's
just
being
an extra person, and who knows.
Yeah. Hopefully,
still there?
Well, was it Till? Yeah, Bob, was that Ed Till? Bob, can you hear us? Roberto Belluccio, can you hear us? Bob.
Roberto Belluccio.
Bob.
Yeah.
Did he hear me?
Yeah. No, I just got a call from Randy Epley. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Somebody else. Oh, Randy Epley.
He wanted to know if I wanted to do a spot, and I said I couldn't because I'm 500 miles away.
Are you serious?
Everyone's here.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Everyone's here.
Wait.
Once a week, you could do an Instagram show for an hour. I see if I get my followers in, or is it too not good now?
No, I'm thinking about doing Instagram lives once in a while, so I'll probably do that. So we'll figure it out.
If you want to do once every week or every 2 weeks, let me just set it late. Let me know.
Yeah.
I can try to get people in, because when I go live, people that see my name have been coming in to deliver live I'm in.
Right.
So but I know you have a lot. another fun thing once a week. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to start promoting my NFT thing. I'm starting to promote it, so I'll definitely do that. And
That'd be great.
Yeah, we can have you kind of ask me questions and stuff. Now we lost Big Mike, so on that note, this has been. By the way, Helene has commented saying, I am not hearing the echo that I caused by mistake. If you have a question for me, we'll get you next time, Helene. We'll get you in a better situation. It's kind of hectic. Yeah. I don't know. Was this show even audible? Was this show even?
At times, I mean, it was like turning the radio dial back and forth.
Yeah. You know what? It took a little while to kind of get used to like Bob said, the 10 back and forth.
Right.
Like I can hear you very well, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually hear Helene pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The Bob goes in and out. Bob, can you hear me clearly, or am I still tinny?
Yeah, I can hear you. That Todd was going in and out for me and some of the other people, and I could see. For the first time, I saw myself going in and out, and that usually doesn't happen. I think it's a really bad night. So.
Yeah, it's just a bad. Yeah.
God. Tell Bob this. Is he wearing earphones, or is he talking in a speakerphone?
I have earbuds on, and I'm talking into the.
Okay, yeah, because I put my earphones in, and you can hear me better. So yeah, I don't know why Bob is coming across tinny to me, but it may be through your phone, Todd.
Yeah. I mean, it's
it's probably, I can still hear him, which is awesome. But I would love to, now that we have the 3 or 4 pictures you do on Instagram, which really was your invention. You were doing that with the Zoom and everything. It would be fun to have you, all 3 of us, in together, like you, me, and Big Mike, or you, me.
Yeah.
And maybe even bring Pontillo in. Pontillo has such a punchable face. You know that?
Oh God.
I love Pontillo.
Punchable as punchline or punchable as impunchable?
So I can't hear Bob. What did you say?
He asked you what'd you say?
I said punchable as in punchline or punchable as in punchable?
Oh, punch in a fun way, but punchable with a fist.
Oh my goodness.
Right, that's what I thought you meant. Okay.
That kind of look.
Yeah.
The Pontillo.
I think Global. I think you're just being prejudiced against Italians. Let's be honest, right? You're just being a prejudice against this. He's like, hey, look another one of those.
No, but if you lined up Big Mike's face and Satan, Bell, and you put Pontillo's face there with that smirk, you know what I'm saying? I love Pontillo, but when he was born, he looked like that.
Oh boy,
but that smirk came right out. The doctor.
Oh boy. It's like this.
I know, but by the way, I like Pontillo. I'll DM him sometimes. He has these little memes he does, and he's a good guy. So
it's like the Godfather all over again, where it's like, oh, look at the guinea charm and your smirk, huh? You think you're running?
Yeah, you come in here with your hey, we backed you. We took Frey to win. Yeah, you took Frey to win. Because the Molinaro family guaranteed his safety.
Oh, man.
We put money in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play. You don't buy me out. Remember that? You don't buy me out. He bought him out. He shot him in the eye.
You're guineas. To make you laugh.
Remember, he goes, hey, he goes, I had to straighten out your brother. He goes, you straightened out my brother? See, right there, he's dead.
Yeah.
Right there, when Corleone hears that, right? And then remember, Fredo's like, hey, it wasn't his fault. I was acting crazy. He's banging 2 cock. But boy, that was you straightened out my brother.
Yeah. By the way, I think Global Freeze is Meyer Lansky's great grandson, if you know what I mean.
that's the best.
Hyman Lee Strasberg as Hyman,
right? Hyman Roth, right?
One at a time.
Wait, one at a time. Big Mike, you start, and then What did you say, Big Mike?
Hyman Roth. Lee Strasberg
yes.
playing Hyman Roth.
Yeah.
Oh, The Godfather. What a great film.
Right.
So the Meyer Lansky story was, wherever he was living in Florida, he used to go to this deli every day, and he'd eat and do his thing, and they interviewed him on some news show. He says, I'm just a retired investor. They're like, come on, you're more than that. But the whole thing was just the whole Bugsy Siegel. All that was just very fascinating,
Mm.
Yeah, very relative to the U.S. during that time, That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
The 1950s. It was very relative to the 1950s and 1960s, America after World War II. All that stuff. There was just that open-ended crazy, you had that going on. You had all the military juntas, the U.S. overthrown governments. I mean, there's all types of stuff going on, which still goes on today. I can't help myself. But go ahead.
Bob, I know your favorite topic, the JFK assassination, right? How about Sam Giancana? Hey,
No,
Sam
actually, that's
Giancana.
not true. If you really want to go to favorite topics, we got to talk about Roswell. Let's get real here.
Wait, what did he say?
Forget it.
He's talking about
I'm not a JFK guy. I'm more of an alien abduction guy. That's really
all right.
Oh God.
And on that note, we should wrap the show up because really, yeah. By the way, Helene, we want to give a shout out to her. She just says good night. Thank you for
Good night.
joining us.
Great being here. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry tonight was buggy and we couldn't get you the full experience of your thing with the Beatles, though. But we'll do that again. We'll do it in a cleaner. See, that's why I need to get famous. Okay, we've got entertaining people. I can't deal with this fucking ghetto fucking like tin. I'm borrowing my aunt's computer. Okay, this is not how an entrepreneur tycoon wannabe should be doing. I don't know. The man's holding me down. The man's holding. I want to, speaking about the man, I want to give a shout out to Satan. Satan, very hilarious. You'll see him again soon. All our people commenting, the 55 eyes and the 4 likes. We appreciate that. Bob Bell, Big Mike, and Global Freeze. And did I miss anybody? I think I said everybody.
How many people were watching us tonight, Todd?
It says 55
How many people tuned in to us?
55.
That's not bad.
That's what it looked.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Big Mike, you need to stop underselling ourselves, okay? It's like 55 in the World Wide Web. Wow.
Hey, big shout out to Paul McCartney.
Yes, Paul McCartney. Still alive. He's like, hey, I know. All right, so who do you think's gonna be the last Beatle alive? Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr?
Ringo Starr is one of those characters that's going to last forever. He's going to be 117 years of age. Like the oldest man in England turned out to be one of the 4 Beatles.
Well, I mean, there's also.
By the way, you heard about Gates? What, Gates and his wife are getting divorced?
Oh yeah,
Bill Gates.
No prenup.
No prenup. Well, the real question is, what did she take the vaccine? That's the real question.
Did she take the vaccine? Is that what you asked, Bob?
Yeah. That's what we all want to know.
Yeah. Global, did you take the vaccine?
You're be coughing. Of course I took it. Hey, the funny thing is, Paul McCartney might live the longest because he's the most happy and positive, but he's right about Ringo. Ringo seems like he's completely oblivious, but he's also, he's always performing. Mm-hmm. Both of them, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ringo. I think isn't Ringo like the oldest? Is he older than Paul? Or no, right?
He was born like 1938, I think.
Oh wow! So he's like what, 80, 79, 80?
George Harrison was the youngest. That I do remember.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. These guys are old.
Yeah, I mean,
they're still going.
Yeah, they were born into dudes. We were all born into
during World War II, basically.
Yeah, John was born in 1940. McCartney was born in 42. Harrison was born in 43, but Ringo was born like 1938.
Wow. Yeah. Dudes, we were all born in the 20th century. We're like automatically old. Like it's like there's literally people born like post 9/11 that are legally to fuck now.
Yeah. Right.
like swaths of people. So
hey Todd, if you were going to do some promo lines, like some big quotes for your show, that would be a nice one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really. That makes it brings it full circle.
After 9/11, they're not legal to fuck. Todd Modesty.
Right. Yeah, I think someone. It's so funny. So I did a show the other day, and like I was talking to an audience member, and they were saying how like it's kind of weird how 9/11 is basically like the Vietnam, like in the same age span that we had when we were kids. Like when you were a kid, you're thinking about Vietnam. You're like, oh, that was like so long ago. That was like the 60s or 70s, right? That's 9/11 now for like these Gen Zers. It's like, 9/11 was like their Vietnam kind of in a weird way, right?
Yeah,
the pandemic's going to be like the next generation.
And there were people like, I think they call it Gen Next. It's like beyond Gen Z, called Gen Next. Next. And Gen Next will not even remember 9/11, but they will remember COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Big Mike, for the gravitas.
There you go.
All right.
But who's going to remember the nuclear war in 2030? That's what I want.
Oh, that'll be a great way to end this fucking horrible life, where it's like you go through AIDS,
or this show,
9/11, the pandemic, and then great, a nuclear war while I'm fucking 60. That sounds great, right?
But Haps TV will still be going on.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think Haps will be one of the byproducts of nuclear waste, probably. All right. It looks like my internet is unstable, so I guess this is what happens when we talk so much shit. All right, guys, that's our show tonight. Bell, big thank you again, everyone. Jesse Ray's, dial in from Rosala Global Phrase. We'll see you next time, hopefully in a better connection and all that stuff. And stay safe and eat your Wheaties and whatever. All right.
Eat your Twinkies. Eat your Twinkies and drink it.
Oh, give us a countdown. We need the
Bob,
countdown.
I'm gonna do the countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Big Mike just dropped out.
I'm still here. Still here.
Do you see the countdown? All right, 29, 28. Yeah. Woo. There you go. 25. Yeah. So Global, you can't see this, but there's like an old school 1970s countdown you can click. 14. It's not a bad app. It's like a nice broadcasting app. It's just that it's still rudimentary. It's still in beta mode.
It's like the end of the Donahue show.
Woo! Yeah. All right. It's your show later. End broadcast. All right. All right.